इस वीडियो में देखेंगे कि टाइप्स ऑफ CSS and their priorities while they execute and so we will create सबसे पहले हम फाइल क्रिएट करेंगे index.html and another file we will create style.css and we will use here boilerplate HTML and types of CSS so here in body tag we will use the paragraph and we will use a lorem 34 okay, format the document and we will make a 3 paragraph 3 पैराग्राफ बनाएंगे ऐसे करके and we will assign a class name suppose this is id1 and this is id2 and this is id3 so 3 paragraphs इसकी id1 है इसकी id2 इसकी id3 है suppose we use inline CSS on this suppose we use inline CSS on this one suppose we are using inline CSS here inline CSS on id1 so we will use the style tag and we will mention here background color suppose background color yellow so this is the style attribute and we will use here the property and value of for this and if you run this by using the live server so you can see here so this is your inline CSS you can write it here suppose you can make it an h1 tag inline CSS on inline CSS so save it so this is your inline CSS property if you want like color red then you can see the background is yellow and the color is red so this is the inline CSS you can इस तरह से आप इस id2 पर भी you can make on id2 and you can also use on id3 same way now we will see style by using style tag we will see the internal CSS suppose internal this is your internal CSS we will हम लिखेंगे इसमें स्टाइल एट्रीब्यूट के अंदर स्टाइल एलिमेंट के अंदर हम लिखेंगे सपोज वी वांट हम id2 पर लगाते हैं सपोज वी विल id2 is a class so we will use dot id2 and curly brace we will use the background color suppose background color blue so this is your internal CSS and it will change the color of this paragraph below now save and run this and you can see it here so this is your basically suppose we write it here as to internal CSS so you can see this is your inline CSS and this is your internal CSS right so this is your internal CSS and we will put external CSS on id3 okay so we will put external CSS on this paragraph So for external CSS, we will use uh, we will use dot id 3 here, and we will use background color suppose. Okay, just a minute. Background color green, suppose background color green, and save. And we will have to use we want to external CSS. Suppose this is our external CSS. ये comment कर दो आप. We will the link, and we will give here the reference of this style.css, style.css. Save. Now अब क्या होगा? This paragraph color would be changed to green. You can see here. This is external CSS. So आपका paragraph color हो गया green. So this is your inline. This is internal CSS. This is external CSS. So these three types of CSS. And now we talk about the priorities. So if we want, अगर हम change करना चाहते हैं, this is your inline CSS. Inline CSS is having always highest priority. Suppose हम यहाँ पे इसमें change करना चाहते हैं ID1. We want to change background color, suppose black. Here it is yellow color. We want to change it to black, but it will not change. But it change नहीं होगा because inline CSS is having the always the highest priority. Save, and you can see it doesn't change because inline CSS is having the highest priority compared in comparison to internal CSS always. So now we compare. We want to compare internal CSS and external CSS. This is your ID2 and internal CSS. This is internal CSS. This is your external CSS. And so those come later. It will be executed. So this is it will be executed. So that is red. That's okay. And suppose now, so this is it should be blue because it comes later. So that should be blue. Yes. So it is blue now. So here you can see that those जो लास्ट में यहाँ पे रहेगा उसकी प्रायोरिटी हायर रहेगी. अगर एक्सटर्नल अगर हायर लास्ट में रहेगा तो उसकी प्रायोरिटी हायर रहेगी. अगर इंटरनल बाद में रहेगा, जैसे अगर आप इसको यहाँ से यहाँ पे पेस्ट कर देते हैं तो अब आपका जो कलर है इसका रेड हो जाएगा. द कलर शुड बी रेड ऑफ ID2 पैराग्राफ बिकॉज इसकी प्रायोरिटी हायर है. इट वुड बी रेड. तो जो भी लास्ट में रहेगा उसकी प्रायोरिटी ऑलवेज हायर. इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल के बीच में जो भी लास्ट में रहेगा उसकी प्रायोरिटी हायर रहेगी. सबसे टॉप हाईएस्ट प्रायोरिटी रहती है आपकी इनलाइन CSS की. सो दिस इज द टाइप्स ऑफ CSS and their priorities. So thanks for watching this video. Thanks.